Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have the Ocarina of Time, the Ganondorf Source Requirements Tournament. This is the first day, or first race with the new name, after the name changed yesterday. So today we've got RoseWater versus Fig in the Losers Bracket Round 4 of the tournament here to see who's going to be going up against Judo Gerudo next. Both runners are just getting ready right now, so we should be off fairly quickly here. Both runners have pretty identical times as far as PB goes, I believe, so it should be a fairly close race. And it looks like we are officially underway. So with the runners being on different consoles, there will be some route deviation, where RoseWater most likely will go for bombs early, and Fig will be doing Shadow Temple first and getting bombs afterwards, because of a glitch that N64 can do, and that the Wii Virtual Console cannot. But the Wii Virtual Console makes up for it with a lack of lag, so both runs end up around the same time. Alrighty, so it looks like RoseWater has a 1:16:34, and Fig has a 1:17:45. So RoseWater does have a slightly better time, but as we've seen in all of these races here, anything can happen, and it really comes down to consistency on any given day and which runner is going to perform at their absolute best. So we're just making our way through the beginning cutscene here. Unfortunately, there's no way for either runner to skip this cutscene, as you don't have control yet. We can skip almost every cutscene in the game, except for probably the longest three. The intro cutscene, Light Arrow cutscene, and Master Sword cutscene. So their routes are going to be slightly different as well. Through the opening segments here, as N64 is not going to be collecting the Kokiri sword because of the trick they're going to be doing that's N64 1.0 exclusive in Bottom of the Well. And Fig on VC is going to be doing Ocarina Dive, so he's just going to be getting sword and shield. But the two routes should meet up fairly shortly, and then separate again soon. Now the VC does have a little bit less lag in the opening cutscene by about 3 seconds, so Fig does start with a couple second lead here, just because of the version differences here and the way that the Wii Virtual Console handles the game a little smoother. Now, with RoseWater going over this way to collect rupees, that makes me think that RoseWater is going to be getting 2 sticks and 1 set of nuts and going for West Escape, which is slightly faster than Walking with Talking Escape, but it is quite a bit more difficult. In fact, Walking while Talking Escape is pretty much free. You could probably tell someone, with no experience in the game, roughly how to do it, and they succeed on one of their first tries, whereas West Escape is a much harder trick that even some of the most seasoned veterans will be resetting countless hours worth of runs over. So as you can see, Fig just collected his Kokiri sword, whereas Rose is now 35 rupees deep, collecting 2 sticks and the Deco Nuts from the store. And those are the only items that Rose is going to need to escape from Kokiri Forest. Fig is going to need, he doesn't technically need the shield to escape from the forest, but he will need it for afterwards, so he will be just collecting the 40 rupees, sorry, he needs to buy the shield. So Rose is going for the west here, and we'll see if they can get the west escape here. Went for a bit of a safe strat, but it worked. Very nice west escape. Alright, and it looks like West from Fig as well does not get the west escape here, but because he does have shield, he does have a backup here, where he can crouch stab his way through him by getting ISG. Alrighty, so both runners are collecting Ocarina right now. We do need to play a few songs throughout the run, and since we don't need a bottle for anything, the Ocarina is the fastest option we have here. And as well, the Ocarina is actually necessary. Not necessary, but it's going to cost you a couple more minutes, maybe an extra minute or so, if you didn't have Ocarina in Bottom of the Well, because you'd have to do very old strats to get the bomb chews there that take quite a bit longer and involve having to kill the dead hand, doing some extra stuff. So definitely, definitely worthwhile for BC to have the Ocarina. So as I said before, this is the first official race of the whole tournament here that has the new name attached to it here. So now the category is referred to as Ganondorf Source Requirements. It's the exact same category. It's just that the old title did not really describe everything that the run did and could and couldn't do. So a vote was taken by the community, and the name Ganondorf Source Requirements is what ended up winning. But it's the exact same as No I Am Wrong Warp was up until Saturday. So as you can see, RoseWater here is going for the West Owl skip here. I assume Fig will also go for it as well. And that just avoids skipping the Owl conversation here. Both runners are playing on Japanese because the text advances quicker. Each character in Ocarina of Time takes 1 frame to appear, and since Japanese can convey more meaning in less characters, then it takes less characters for it to actually advance along. So Japanese is the quickest version that all the runners will be on, but this does not change anything with any of the tricks. All the tricks that are done could be done on any language. So it looks like Fig is going for Cucko ISG round 2. Oh no, we accidentally triggered the Cucko. Whereas Rose got a good nut strat. I believe it's a 2-frame window. And is already about to get his bomb chews by using the blank A trick in Bottom of the Well. That's version exclusive. Basically, you maintain the properties of being in a crawl space by trying to enter the crawl space, but throwing a nut at the same time, which cancels you going into the crawl space. And you maintain some of the properties of it, which allows you to clip through the one wall. Whereas, as you can see, Fig here is getting ISG, Infinite Sword Glitch, and going to be using that Infinite Sword Glitch to do a hover shortly off of the enemy, the bubble, as it's called, even though it's a giant flaming skull. And then they named the bubbles Shabombs. but uses the ocarina there to allow himself to dive down out of that dive there into the unloaded basement. Now he's just going to float up in the same water that Rose did here, and hope that he has a good frame window.
Mubsy, do you mind if I help you out with commentary? I just
I would
saw...
love it.
Oh, okay. So I'm not going to talk over you, hopefully.
No, that is fine. It gets a little lonely by yourself.
Well, I'm glad I can help.
I am too. Alrighty, so it looks like Rose has a bit of a lead here.
By quite a bit, I would say more than about 50 seconds.
A lot of that's because of the blank A bottom of the well, so...
Yeah.
I mean, that time's going to get made up, whereas the time that Fig screwed up Cucko ISG and had the Cuckos after him is going to bite him in the butt a little bit.
Definitely.
And he failed the West Escape as well, so Rose has actually had a really solid run so far. We'll see if Rose might go for the Owl Skip here. I saw him practicing it right before the race. Yeah, it looks like he's going for it.
Will he get it? Looks good so far.
Yep. Perfect Owl Skip.
My goodness, that's really hard. I'm glad he got it. Now Rose is going for the seam walk, which is slightly faster than going and jump slashing past the guard. It looks like he's having a little bit of trouble, but he still made it fine.
Yeah, I'm always like so, I don't know, Monka-esque whenever I see someone going for like a setupless seam lock there, because I've seen people waste like 30-40 seconds not being able to get on the seam.
I've been there. Sticks on C down, Monka S.
Yeah, his whole inventory is there. is not where I would put any of those items, but...
No, I use a GC controller, so I would not be able to mash with Z. That'd be a very bad idea.
Yeah, I guess it'd be a lot easier on an N64 controller.
Yeah, because basically I'd be mashing the same with Z as I would with like L or R, which wouldn't be ideal. And it looks like Rose is going to go for it, and he made it past that guard. If he didn't, he would have lost over a minute. Or around there anyway.
Yeah, meanwhile, Fig is just coming up the rear here. It's expected that Fig be a little bit behind here because of bottom of the well being quicker for N64. But I'm sure he'll make up some of that time soon.
And looks like Fig has a little bit of a sketchy angle, which I really hate
You
looking
get
at.
more than enough distance there, so it always looks sketchy, but you can go on a pretty big diagonal there.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's why so many... There's a backup strat where you can mega flip off the boxes while you don't push them, and an ESS turn works really, really well for that. But, it's a little difficult.
Ooh, Big with the frame perfect side hops there. Lorenzo was looking at him hard. Lorenzo is the name that the community, all the other guards, everyone kind of has their own names for, but that one guard is known as Lorenzo by pretty much everyone.
I've actually forgotten because I haven't heard anybody call the guards names in years. So I've forgotten who the guards are. I just say these guards suck and they're the worst, and I forget their names.
Yeah, so Fig had to waste a bomb shoe there as well. I'm not sure if he somehow didn't take damage or something happened, but he still had a full heart when he was entering here, so he had to slash a bomb shoe and take a little bit of damage. which on N64 it's not that big of a deal, but on VC you're definitely limited on your bomb chew count, and every bomb chew you waste
It's very
can
bad.
really affect your spirit hover.
I mean, you could just go for Spirit Jump. It's easy.
Yeah,
Doing
except time
Spirit
of
Jump
day.
in a race, absolutely. Really good idea.
I mean, I could see doing it if you had the bomb chews to go, like, at least one bomb chew to unlock the camera as a backup, but even then, VC's night day cycle doesn't work out with that, anyways.
I mean, the other issue is VC's bomb count is even worse too. So if you fail any Hess as well, that might not be good.
Yeah, although, I mean, if you're going for Spirit Jump, you don't really need a bomb count.
Well, I mean, I was actually considering a racing determinant on VC, but then I realized I'm not using an adapter, and the bomb count is much less lenient than it is on N64.
Yeah, getting those extra bombs from Dompe's grave really helps.
Oh, really? That's good.
Because VC can't get those bombs, but because they don't have bombs by the time they're there. So RoseWater is just killing himself here as he enters the Zelda Lullaby cutscene, which allows him to obtain the Zelda's Lullaby, but doesn't have to watch like minute 45, 2 minute long cutscene.
But let me ask you, how much time does VC save over N64 on a Ganon fight? I'm just curious.
I mean, if both fights are done perfectly, because the longer the fight goes, the more time VC's going to save. But I would probably say at least 15 to 20 seconds on that fight alone.
Yeah. So they can definitely catch up just in having no lag, because it looks
Yeah,
like he's already catching up here.
and Ganondorf lags quite a bit too.
I mean, you can do lag reduction strats during Ganondorf by not doing ISG. That's always an option. And
Yeah,
just
the fight is still a little bit laggy. It just doesn't get crazy laggy. But you can, with Ganondorf, yeah, you can avoid most of the lag by like C-upping while he smashes the ground. And
yeah, because what I do is as soon as I see him smash the ground, I run away, see up, look at the ground, and then turn around and then grab the
yeah,
ledge.
just nice one pause dot skip from Rose. Makes it
It's a
past the
little,
door of time.
it's a tad stressful to fail dot skip there. If you
Yeah,
even
waste
if you get
about
the one
30
pause.
seconds if you void out.
I'd say it's more accurate to 25. I've like 25 to 30. I've kind of done a little bit of testing / timing.
Yeah, if you're really quick with how with your backward side hop, then it might only be 25.
Yeah, definitely.
Usually for me, it's about 30 seconds every time I accidentally over buffer a frame.
Looks like Fig is already catching up. It's getting closer. So, but what Rose has to do to win is he generally has to keep a good lead and not lose more than 2 minutes. I feel like in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Rose does have the better PB by about a minute, so hope, for Rose's sake, hopefully he plays consistent, but I hope we have a nice close nail biter, and,
Yeah.
I'd be happy with either person winning this race here. I've got no stakes in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it's not 2 seconds off. That would be a little too much.
But,
Who do I root for? Who's winning? I can't tell.
Alright, so both runners are stuck in Master Sword cutscene, and if anyone can find a way to skip this cutscene and become adult, I'm sure someone will pay you handsomely. Not me, but someone. Alrighty, so both runners are just going to be mashing their way through this cutscene here. We don't have too much to talk about right now, but looks like Rose only has about a minute and a half left in the cutscene. I think on this cutscene here alone, BC saves about 3 seconds.
Alright. Fig's not doing optimal mashing. Dang.
Yeah, sometimes this cutscene can be a little, you just kind of
You
half
half-ass
try
it.
at your mashing because there's so many text boxes to actually stay on top of, trying to frame perfect mash every single one. Be a little bit exhausting. Alright. So Sheik is just telling Link that he needs to go to all sorts of different temples and that he should first check out the graveyard. Oh, sorry, Rose. And Fig is just about to talk to Sheik here. However, only one of the two runners is going to take Sheik's advice.
Oh no. RoseWater turned off his console, runs over. It's terrible.
Yeah, so
What
a save warp
travesty.
there is just slightly faster than voiding out and dying. And by slightly, I mean quite a bit faster.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to void out 3 times to die.
I mean, you could just fail dot skip 2 times and then void out once. Wouldn't that be the better idea?
Probably not, but I like where your head's at. So Rose is actually going to be going to collect bombs first because of a strat that N64 1.1 and 1.0 can do in Shadow Temple called Quick Kill Bongo, which allows him to, as the name suggests, kill Bongo very quickly.
And if I could also note that for any glitched randomizer players, Rando is based off of 1.0, so Quick Kill Bongo does work. I just thought I'd point that out. Even though... Now, actually, this is a speedrun stream. This is not a randomizer stream. I'm redirecting my audience into the wrong places. I should definitely not do that.
I mean, I'm sure plenty of the people here watch plenty of randomizer as well. But, oh,
I mean, the main audience for ZSR, they guess the most viewership is Rando, so you would definitely assume that.
alrighty, so Rose is making his way into Dongo's cavern. Fig is finally out of Master Sword cutscene, making his way toward the graveyard.
And Fig not doing the Hess off the sign.
Yeah, with the fact that Fig already had to waste 1 bomb chew earlier, and is only going to be looking at, I think, a 3 chew spirit hover? Probably doesn't want to be looking at a 2 chew spirit hover.
Yeah, I don't really think 3 chews is that bad, honestly.
No,
I
3
think 2
chews is
chews
fine.
is definitely 2 chews can definitely be risky, and what I do is I buffer in the target if I only have 1 chew.
Yeah, and even then, like, there's still a risk that you overbuffer the frame or something silly.
Yeah.
Because every time I try to buffer it, I find like I fail more often when I try to buffer it than when I just go for it. Alrighty, so get your race times in for Fig. I'm gonna guess a 48
420.
or 49 maybe.
Actually, I am going to guess 47.
Yeah, I think he's on 47 pace right now. He hasn't gotten hit by anything, and his movement's been pretty good. Alrighty.
Whoa, I was right. What do I win?
You win a job commentating.
Wow, I'm so lucky. Holy. I'd like to thank the ZSR staff for this golden opportunity, and I'd like to thank Mubsy for allowing me on comms for my job-winning commentary. Thank you so much.
No problem. Alright, so now that Fig has his hookshot here, Fig can enter the Shadow Temple using a trick called Hookshot Jump here. I had RoseWater on once to try to explain exactly how this trick works, and I still don't have a good explanation for you guys.
Do you mind if I explain?
If you can, sure.
I mean, I can give a rough explanation, but basically, sort of kind of the way it works is Link. There's an old trick you can do in OT where you get invincibility by rolling into a wall and pulling the hook shot or a projectile. And it just so happens that if you stay in that invincibility and you're really close to a wall, then on two of the frames you could pull out your hook shot. If you're really close to that wall, you'll shoot up. And the
Yeah,
only
you'll
reason it
maintain your velocity from the hook shot.
Yeah, and it's just happened to be if it was found really, really late, just mainly because you had to be like really close to the wall for it to work, and nobody really thought about that. Because if you're like slightly farther away, Link just shoots the hook shot normally.
Yeah. Now, we did have ways to get into Shadow Temple beforehand, but they involved using explosives, and this way, I think it's around the same time. I think there's only a couple seconds difference between strats, but saving an explosive is definitely something that any runner is going to be looking to do.
I remember boat skip explosive counts. Those were pretty good. Like old boat skip when it was first
Oh
found.
my god, that trick! I
I
hate
was
that. That was the reason I didn't run this category for like a year and a bit because I hated that trick so much.
I didn't think it was that bad. I just think one of the pause buffer frames were pretty awful in general. Oh,
All right,
oh, oh! Fig got really lucky. He found the hover boots, vanilla. He got
all right.
so
Fig going
lucky.
for a safety save. Don't blame him whatsoever here, since pretty easy to screw some of this next stuff up here. It's a very technical section coming up here.
Yeah, it looks like Fig is making very good use of his ESS adapter. Because because it's very hard to get those precise ESS turns without turning sometimes if you're not using one.
Yeah, Fig's also just a very experienced runner.
Definitely.
Something that comes with practice. Nice mega flip past Mido from Rosewater there. Trying to backflip past Mido can be really troll on N64 because of his cycles, and you can do the same inputs 5 times in a row and only have it work the 5th time.
Alright, so Fig was able to get boat skip. He did not fail it, thankfully.
Yeah, boat skip and then shadow boss key skip right after it are two really daunting tricks back to back, because if you do fail them, you basically have to go back to the beginning of the temple because your health isn't going to be good enough.
Oh yeah, I should also mention that if you do the Mega Flip over Mido slightly incorrectly, then you'll be stuck inside the circle with Mido. So you won't be outside either side, you'll be inside, and you probably have to do like a really weird,
I
heavily
think I
pause buffered
saw
mega side hop to get out
someone
of there.
post a strat about that like 6 months ago or something like that about how to get out from there. It was like something super simple, but I forget what it was.
I figured out a way to get out, but it was like a side roll mega flip to make it work. And it had to be heavily pause buffered, because if you don't pause buffer it, you talk to Mido. And it uses a chew. So it's not so good for
Yeah.
races. Or RTA.
So it looks like Fig's collecting the safety heart. I don't blame him whatsoever, especially in a race. You don't want to lose about a minute in collapse skip to void warp troll from the rocks or anything like that. So and it also just makes a few other sections of the run a little bit more safe.
And RoseWater getting the full Hess, which is always good. And now what RoseWater has to do is in this route, you have to get 2 bomb drops here. If you don't get 2 bomb drops, that's kind of bad.
You don't need two because you can get one in Dompe's grave.
I
But
know, just in general, he got really lucky there.
yeah, that's good RNG.
Oh
It'll
yeah,
save him a couple seconds in the bottom of this grave here.
that's actually really, really insane RNG. I rarely get that, so. But sometimes I've had it where I slash the grass, I get nothing, and then I leave because it's really slow to enter Dampe's grave for the bomb drop again. And I go slash the grass, and I have to reload the area 7 times to get 1 bomb drop. It's sometimes not a good section.
Yeah. So people are starting to guess their times. I like Zach Wheel's ambitious 42. No one's gotten a 42 to date yet, but
Iron Boost
maybe with some
42.
like side hops and like long shot strats or hessing, but with just rolling, the lowest someone's ever gotten is 46.
I mean, you could always equip Iron Boots and get a 42. Wouldn't that be plausible? That'd be a pretty good strat.
Yeah, with long shot, I'm pretty sure I've seen 42, but I don't think it can go any lower than that. Alright, now that Rose has a hook shot, he's going to be doing everything Fig just did, and now that Fig has Shadow done, he's going to be doing everything that Rose just did. However, Rose is going to be able to do Bongo Bongo slightly different.
Slightly quicker. But you have to remember, Fig still has to do DC, he still has to get magic, he still has to get minuet. So it's definitely not as far apart as you might think. Enderborn, they did it in different orders because they're doing different routes, and N64 gets bombs earlier while VC gets bombs later. Rose
Yeah,
is
simply
on
because of the one trick that is going to be coming up shortly from Rose in the next couple minutes.
Rose, please equip hookshot there. You're more likely to get stuck if you have that equipped. I beg.
Yeah, it's not so much the consoles themselves, but the fact that 1.0 and 1.1 was only ever released on N64, as well as 1.2, and then every release that's not on N64, so your GameCube, your Wii Virtual Console, your Wii U Virtual Console, IQ, etc., all of those consoles all run version 1.2, which doesn't have all of the same glitches still in it that 1.0 and 1.1 have.
Before Nintendo pulls another Super Mario Bros. 1 and downloads 1.0 for N64 Classic. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, did they put an old ROM or something like that on the...
On the Wii, they put pretty sure they put Super Mario Bros. And they just downloaded it from a ROM site and then just slapped it on VC. So I'm just saying they could just accidentally download 1.0 instead of 1.2. And oh boy, N64 Classic is the fastest version because of a slip up. Oh boy.
I mean, I could see it being, if it doesn't have the same input lag that Wii U VC has, I could see it being the fastest version. Alright, Rose has a really good mega flip for the boat skip there. We'll see the slightly more daunting part, especially on N64, because of how laggy this room is with the pause buffering.
Yeah,
it's really difficult, but if you get it all first try, then it's not so bad.
Uh-oh.
Rose is, I guess, going for bomb true strats here instead of bomb.
Yeah, bomb can be definitely sometimes iffy if you miss it. And looks like he got it, thank goodness. He wasted it. He did waste a chew, unfortunately. So, I think he definitely could have made that if he, went on the right frames, but I'm not sure about the frames for that setup.
Yeah, I think that he went 2 frames after pure black, so I don't know if that... I think that frame can still work, but I'm not sure.
Goodbye, Mr. Tektite.
Yeah. Now, fortunately, Virtual Console here does have hookshot for coming up past those Skulltulas there, which makes them a lot easier. N64 does not have hookshot by that point in the run, so you kind of have to just dodge them.
And RoseWater appears to be getting the safety heart.
Yeah, I don't blame either runner for going for the safety heart. It costs, what, like 2 seconds plus maybe another like second of damage buffering down. And it gives you just so much security, like not only for Void Warp at the end, but you can't get one shot by Ganondorf. You can't. You're a lot more likely to have better health when facing Stalfos, etc., etc. So we should see the 2 roads converge shortly. It looks like Rose has definitely built up a little bit of a lead here. Strictly based on the fact that both runs are going to be converging as soon as RoseWater is done watching this cutscene here. Both runners will be saving, and Rose will be resetting, Fig will be saving and not continuing. But same basic premise.
Hopefully he doesn't do don't save, don't continue.
I did that earlier today. Not at that point, it was only at Zelda, but it's one of the most disheartening things you can do.
Oh, well that isn't good. Well, it looks like Rose is, I would say, maybe in a 30 to a minute range ahead of Fig right
I'd
now.
say at least a minute right now, but then VC is going to make up for probably 30 seconds of that throughout the rest of the run.
Fig's doing a slightly slower hookshot strat. He's not doing a mega flip.
Yeah, lacks is Shadow and Spirit Temple. That's why both runners, the only 2 temples that they're looking to complete is Shadow and Spirit. That's the only 2. It assumes that if you've beaten those 2, you've beaten all the other dungeons as well. Um, since how could you with with your limited items?
I just want to say that looks like Rose hasn't wasted any bombs, which is pretty good so far. I think he has about 6 spares. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, it depends on what strats was for.
Yeah, obviously if he does stupid strats, then yeah, he's gonna have less bombs.
I'm imagining he'll probably go pass across the bridge. 2 more bombs for a gate skip. 1 more bomb for a Hess. Probably 2 bombs for a super slide. So that would leave him with 14 explosives to do a spirit hover, which I think is more than enough.
So hopefully Rose does not fall down here, which would be a little bit detrimental.
If you fail it and go backwards, you actually just climb down the thing, kind of like a ladder.
No, when I say fail it, I'm talking about
Missing the bridge on the other end.
yeah, I've gotten very close to missing it before. Just because I had a bad initial angle. And sometimes you can't rush the ESS turn. And
Yeah, but as
unfortunately,
you can see, Fig is not far behind at all. Fig is just about to get to the Gerudo Bridge here.
and RoseWater not doing the really stupid one bomb super slide off the sign, or where the sign is. Because it is possible to get ISG off the bomb and then do a super slide off that bomb. The main issue with that is if you fail the super slide, you lose ISG and you lose your super slide. So it's a little bit of a
and
dumb
it's a really, really tight one. I ended up doing that in the task thing I did most recently, and oh no, Rose drops the Hess.
Oh no, that's not good.
And the window for that was pretty tight.
And hopefully Rose does not fail waste on Hess. Ooh, 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 ooh,
Got the second, the backup Hess, but ended up dropping that one as well.
This always scares me.
I don't think Fig is going to be opting to get caught and save his bombs.
Yeah, that's how tight VC bomb count is. Like N64 bomb count is why I prefer running this category on there, is because it's like so much more lenient and you don't have the risk of failing Hesses. It's very nice that way.
Yeah, Hesses. I find Hesses are just easier on N64. I find the game lags and slows down when the explosion goes off or something like that, and gives you extra frames to hit the right buttons. That's probably just placebo, but
no, you do have more frames than Hess on N64. You do, like, the lag gives you absolutely.
Yeah, they're the
more
same
inputs.
frames, but you've just got more time to get the inputs in.
Yeah. Alright, so unfortunately Rose failing the toucan hover. Why is Rose... What's going on? Why is he doing the sidle thing? I haven't seen this yet.
I don't know why he was sidewalking, maybe just because.
Come on, target. Okay.
Oh.
Whoa!
Uh-oh. I don't know. This is actually sending him up as...
I don't like this at all. No, he doesn't have enough bombs. This strat is horrible.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe Rose had a bad turn or something. Oh no.
Oh no.
Fig could get a big lead here.
No.
Oh no, Fig fails the 2-bomb super slide though. I'm surprised Fig was going for the super slide there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so that's why he does that, because it makes the bomb hover safer, but your height is garbage. That's the issue. That's the bigger issue there. Ooh, that's a really good strat, I think.
Oh no, Fig failed his camera unlock. They're pretty much almost neck and neck now.
Mubsy, if I may interrupt, I may need to drop out of commentary because I just realized I have nothing in my house for food, and might need to hurry.
Do what you gotta do, man.
I'm just going to check quickly whether I can stick around, so give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. Alrighty, so it looks like both runners having a little bit of hiccups here, but Rose has the slight lead. Rose entering the room while Fig is, or Rose leaving while Fig is entering. Oh no, Rose's shield got stolen by the lake. I just saw that now. This is going to take him a little bit to kill it, and then he's also going to have to re-equip his shield. I think the only thing he really needs to re-equip his shield for is to crouch stab the Iron Knuckle. Oh, perfect. So while you were gone, Rose lost his shield to the lake and had to kill the lake to get it back.
Nom nom. They're basically neck and neck now.
Yeah, with the lag that N64 is going to have throughout the rest of the run, even though Fig's behind now, I'd say he's technically ahead. Yeah, both runners are about a ZL away from each other right now.
I mean,
we'll see which one of the runners is more familiar with their backup strats in this temple.
And Rose getting on the snake. And Fig
getting on
the exact same thing, and yeah, they're pretty close right now. Normally, I would have probably given up. I failed Spirit Hover because a lot of other people probably wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough tricks that someone could fail throughout the run.
Yeah.
That, you know, I feel like, especially if that's like your only mistake in the run so far, you know, there's no point quitting out just because of that. Anything could happen in a race. We've seen a lot of people get rock trolled or plenty of other worse things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've definitely seen fun stuff happen.
It looks like...
No,
oh no, Fig went down the hole.
Bye. Hopefully he doesn't die.
No, you should get full hearts, probably, from Brew Knuckle. Or from Iron Knuckle. Ready? Looks like they opted to fight the Iron Knuckle at slightly different times there, but not a big deal. Yeah, they're both going to be farming this pot here for quite a few bombs.
And looks like Rose is slightly better on his bomb count, so you might. He's probably going to.
Yeah, only going to get the up to 19 is fine.
So, hey, Fig, come on, get the bomb. By the way, you don't need to get ISG on this arm, just an FYI.
Yeah, but it does help. Especially if you're pretty used to getting ISG on it and you're not really used to doing it without it, trying to do it in a race, especially when as close as this, is probably not the right time to be trying new strats.
I mean, I don't do ISG because it's really insanely slow. Personally. That's just me.
Yeah, it does add like an extra second and a bit, but I mean, I'd rather lose a second than fall off the statue and especially when a run is this close or a race is this close. Sorry.
So, well, I think your prophecy was slightly correct, Mobsy. I believe they are like a few seconds apart right now. But Fig's technically in the league because he's on VC.
Yeah, although Fig having a little bit more difficult setting up the trick here.
Hopefully Fig does not die to Nibiru. That would be kind of bad.
Did that today too. Although it was on the 9th crouch stab, I got reflected on the last crouch stab and into an instant vertical slash.
That's I think you should position yourself better if that happens.
No, it's because I crouch stabbed too early.
Well, Mubsy, I have a proposition for you. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
Have you considered not crouch stabbing early? It doesn't sound too hard. It's easy. Just get world record.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
I never thought about it like that before.
I'm gonna see a world record from you tomorrow. I have great expectations.
Well, lucky for me, you didn't specify a category. I'm just gonna have to find a meme category and destroy it.
Mela and clone world record.
I've got reverse dungeon order MST world record because I'm the only one who's done it.
Reverse dungeon order MST. Oh boy.
Alright, we'll see if any of them get, quote, the double. Fig with the last minute switch to the right shield and side hop out of the way.
Oh boy.
Well, I think Rose is going to be a little bit ahead after that there, because Fig had to not reflect that one shot and run for his dear life.
So, can you explain what happened?
He didn't equip his mirror shield. He tried to reflect the shot with a Helion shield.
Oh, well, that would definitely be a problem. I think so, anyway. I think that might be a slight issue.
Alrighty. So Rose doing a little bit, a little bit better here. Going to be finishing off Trorova in just a moment here.
And hopefully Rose does not miss the cycle. Looks like he's coming pretty close.
Yeah, he's doing a double stab there. I don't know, why, but it was a little close, but not.
Yeah, I would never do a double stab. That sounds awful.
I think the double stab was just for swag, really. I don't think there's any reason to stab a second time, like, immediately after, other than just messing around.
And Fig is also doing double stabs. I had never seen this before.
Yeah, I guess, you know, Valiant was saying some people just like the timing.
Just use the boob cue. I have not heard of this one.
I think it's pretty similar to following her arm going down, but you're looking in a little bit more of a lewd place. Yeah, you don't need to time those crouch stabs at all. Both runners are just doing it because you can just spam crouch stab there and the timing window works out.
Well, I should investigate this boob cue then. Sounds interesting. Oh, never mind. This is a PG. This is a PG stream. I shouldn't investigate that. Might be bad.
You can investigate whatever you want on your own.
Oh, well, that's true.
So enjoy that later. Back to the matter at hand.
Sorry, I'm trying to be funny.
Well, this stream might be PG. Chat certainly isn't right now.
Well, failing Spirit Hover is definitely not PG. That is like 60 plus or something.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, well, hopefully you guys can still see Fig's stream. I can't anymore, but I'm gonna try reloading. Perfect. Alright, so Rose is just finishing up with the cutscene now. Fig will probably have another 15-20 seconds of cutscene.
And it did. Okay. I'm not hearing audio on. Actually, I have the stream muted right now.
Yeah, it's because when I refreshed everything there too, I lost audio in one of the streams there. So both runners, now that they've beaten the 2 temples that they need to complete to actually trigger the light arrow cutscene, they're going to actually need a bow to fire those light arrows from. We've got, you know, the magic and everything else we need, but we need a bow and a quiver. Technically, I think you just need the quiver, but kind of comes as a set piece with the bow.
Yeah, I mean, you could grab ice arrows and do RBA, but that's banned, so. And Rose with the almost slashing of the Skulltula.
Fig is collecting a Skulltula. He has done too much hundo lately. Way too much hundo lately.
One Skulltula and no, I'm wrong warp. New category. I would at least I know when I'm running this and I don't grab that Skulltula.
Was that the second time Fig has grabbed a Skulltula in a temple? Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's a pretty easy skull to forget, because if you've done a lot of hundo, then. But I don't think I've ever made that mistake before, even though I've done a lot of hundo. I acknowledge that he's there and I skip him and I go straight to the chest. Although I will admit your camera is generally better after you get the Skulltula. And you don't have to wait to move.
Yeah, but I'd rather just not get the Skulltula because it's slow.
Well, I know. I'm just trying to explain that normally when I get onto the branch, I have to wait. I have to wait for a bit.
Yeah, for
Like,
the
for the
camera to
camera to
kind of
fix
raise up.
itself.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
camera needs to like raise up a little bit, otherwise it's your field of view is cut off by the log.
Fig getting the safety fairy. Alright, so, and Rose is
Oh,
now
Rose
going...
with the setup list.
Oh, jeez. I don't think I've seen that before.
Probably because it's frame perfect without a setup to it. It's, to me, seemingly random when you'd fall off, but must have, you know, a method to his madness.
And getting the one pause as well, so he's definitely saving time over Fig. And Fig is going to fail it. Oh, he got second try.
Oh no! Big jumps off of
Oh, oh
this
no.
the super jump platform here. So basically, by getting hit by the bomb and keeping that speed through the air with the hover boots, you can make it a little bit further than Link would normally be able to jump.
I don't think I've ever seen the setup from on Fig's side where you do 2 ESS turns to get the angle. That sounds like a pretty good setup.
Yeah,
But I think it's
definitely.
slower than just C-upping. So it might not be completely worth it.
I mean, sometimes you can finick, you know, you're finicking with the C up a little bit. But
Yeah, definitely. But usually I just slide it really close. It's really not that precise at all. Like,
yeah.
the
If you
main
could
reason...
do instant ESS turns, it would be faster though, because if you can do like task speed ESS turns, it's definitely going to be quicker than pulling C up.
Yeah. I'm just trying to say, your C-up angle really doesn't matter. What really matters is your roll timing. That's what really causes it to fail a lot of the time.
Yeah,
Because
well, I
as
mean,
an
obviously, you got to be able to roll around the right thing and make it to where you're trying to go to as well.
yeah.
Alright, so both runners just finishing up with their stealth post and getting the bow now. Rose already has his bow, going to be playing Minuet and then save warping.
And Rose is gonna have a slightly faster reset than Fig here.
Yeah, any of the resets here, the Wii Virtual Console is going to have the Japanese letters there that basically translate to need a classic controller plugged in to play this game.
This is gonna be a very close race. I think I'm betting on Fig to win for this one. Because he might save that time back on Ganon alone. Actually, maybe.
I think Rose has like a 40 or 50-second lead right now, though.
Yeah, I'll...
And I don't think you lose quite that much to lag, so I think Rose has got like maybe a 20 odd second lead, maybe.
Yeah, it's possible.
Alrighty, so both runners going to be taking a little bit of downtime right now. I didn't really take a good look at their bomb counts, but I assume both of them had quite a few bombs. They had 19 and 20 bombs back in Spirit Temple, so they should both be around the same.
So,
So spoiler alert, look away if you haven't seen the game before. There's about to be a big spoiler on Rose's screen here.
oh no, I watch speedruns even though I don't want to be spoiled by the game. Whatever shall I do?
Now, if you've played Super Smash Bros., you might also be familiar with this transformation.
Is he gonna turn into Dampe?
I wish.
Hog.
How epic would that be if Sheik actually turned out to be Dompe? It was like, you
Yeah,
get to
that'd be a
race me
great
again.
plot twist. Plot twist. I'm not actually dead. I have the light arrows for you. I'm still not giving you the heart piece though. And another plot twist is he could also steal the Triforce of Wisdom from Zelda.
I could see him doing that. He seems like an old, wily kind of guy with a lot of bags up his tricks up his sleeve,
A
tricks
lot
in the
of
bag.
bags up his sleeve? Dang. That's
I was
me.
gonna say tricks in the bag and then tricks up his sleeve, and came out tricks in the bag or whatever the heck I just said. But
No.
English is hard.
Oh, by the way, just a fun fact about this cutscene is that it actually turns you back to child. And
Yeah, when you see child there.
and whatever equipment you had as Child Link shows up in that cutscene. So if you had Hylian Shield equipped, it'll show up. If you had Deku Shield equipped, it'll show up. And even if you never had a sword, it just puts the sword and it equips it on your B button, which is why it shows up there. Because N64 never grabs the sword.
Yeah, and you can even use that instance of it going back in time briefly to do reverse bottle or to do bottle adventure as well, just like you normally would by pulling the sword. Alright, so Rosewater has the light arrows now. Going to be able to. This text box doesn't stay up very long on N64 1.0. I think that was one of the weird small changes they made where like one of the light arrow text boxes can be closed faster on 1.0.
Which text box was that? I didn't even catch it.
I think it's the actual light arrow one. I think you have to wait a little longer to close it on VC, I think.
Oh. Never really
As
noticed.
you can see, right, one of these texts around here. I'm not sure which one it is. I just know it's on the list on the website. Under version differences. Well, that's what we all want to know, Nori. We all want to know who's gonna get a kiss. Alrighty, so Rose just getting to the castle now. Looks like Fig is probably 20 to 30 seconds behind. But as we said, most of that time is going to get made up to the lag in the last couple fights here. Even the Stalfos lag a little bit more when you kill them too on your way up.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's really that bad, though.
No, I'm sure you lose like a second and a half at least to Stalfos, though. Or if they both die at the same time, then it gets super laggy for like 3 seconds and then it all finally fades away.
Well, you don't normally kill them both at the same time, so I don't really think that's too big of an issue.
Yeah,
You have to
it's
get
not
like
that often
really
that it
lucky to
happens.
do that. And you have to do like non-conventional strats to even get them close together.
Yeah, I think I've only had it happen once before, where I like started fighting one, and then the one like backed away and like backflipped while the other one started jump slashing at me. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just fight you. And then like right when I was stabbing him, the other guy like rotated and they both got hit.
I assume it was a tad laggy.
Yeah, it was like the lag you experience when one dies, but like it just did a speedball or something.
And apparently Rose is doing this doing a
And
mega.
going to fail it as well. Looks like he was just a little too low, I think.
No, I think he did a distance mega by accident. I think that was the actual issue there, and looks like he's this might
I'm in
not
a
be
little
good
trouble.
for. Okay, so it looks like Rose is gonna lose a lot of time here, and Fig's just gonna be just behind.
Yeah,
It
we'll
wasn't
see
holding
how
up far
these
enough.
fights go here. The dinos fight here can be a big indicator of, how your run's going to be. Not bad
And
from Rose.
since
Sometimes they just both don't want to come at you.
they're having a, or they just alternatively they can just interrupt. I mean, alternatively they can just interrupt your spin attack as an alternative. It's always an option. All right,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
hey, Mubsy, looks like you might get your double kill here.
Almost did. He got a double hit there, but they were one cycle off from each other. And it was on N64 as well.
I think Fig didn't jump slash. Or wait, maybe he did. Yeah.
His jump slash was preserved from the last room. He used a jump slash to kill the last dino.
And RoseWater did not mash B for that text box. So I'm a little scared right now. Yeah. So this might be a big run killer here. If one of them dies to the Iron Knuckles, it could mean the race.
Yeah, dying to Iron Knuckles does cost a lot of time.
And looks like Rose is having a
Rose got
little
them
bit of trouble here.
unsynced, but not the end of the world, whereas they look like they're perfectly synced for Fig.
Looks like Fig is about only 7 seconds behind. So yeah, he's gonna save time in the Ganon fight alone. And Rose is not going for the Hess here for some reason.
Probably because of the 5 bombs he has left, just in case he does get rock trolled or something.
Yeah, Fig
This
is
has
just
only
saving
saves
time.
5 seconds optimally, so... Yeah, this race here is literally going to come down to Woodwarp and who has a better Ganon fight, I think.
No, it's gonna come down to who. It's gonna really come down to if Fig fails Void Warp, because if he doesn't, he's gonna win. Just do it again in lag.
Yeah, if both runners play identical, Fig will probably win by the tiniest bit.
Reminder to follow ZSR for more events like this.
Yeah, we don't have that many more matches left in the tournament here. Let's see, we got this one.
But we do hold a lot of randomizer races. We had 2 this weekend. So hopefully you guys can tune in for some more exciting stuff like that.
Yeah, I think there was some randomizer earlier today, this morning, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, there was.
Alright, time to see that beastly N64 lag here.
And
Versus the VC that's just able to just go through like it's smooth as butter.
I think. Oh.
Oh no, Rose was late getting up to Ganon and they got ISG late. This could be 100% the end here.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, you got hit down again. I think this is definitely going to be it for Rose.
Yeah, unless Fig gets trolled at Void Warp.
Yeah, that's very possible. It's not over yet.
Rose does know he can hook shot up there, right? Okay. Alright. How about you just... Have you considered not going for ISG? Just go. Wow, that made it.
Yeah, you barely made it there in time, but finally does get Ganondorf defeated.
Yeah, he's probably over a minute behind Fig now.
Yeah, falling down there was a pretty major time loss. The only things I can really think of what that went like actually wrong for Rose were missing missing Spirit Hover and then that right there, but oh, Big gets lucky there. Another half a second later and that rock would have hit him. Alright, so we'll see.
So now all Fig has to do to win is not VC crash.
Well, he still needs to get one Super Slide.
And he failed one of them, which is kind of bad. But it's okay. Rose will probably figure out a way to get collapsed.
See if he gets the kiss here. No kiss.
Run dead. He ground jumped, which is why he didn't get the kiss. What do you expect to happen? Rose getting quite unstellar rock RNG.
Yeah.
And hello, Mr. Rock. How do you do today?
Now he's gonna have to go. No, Rose, no, don't do it. You need to kill yourself first.
Why does he need to kill himself?
Because he only has 2.5 hearts. He's gonna take half a heart here, 1 heart for voiding, and 1 heart falling down that far and die when he hits the ground.
Oh, yeah. Well. Oh, yeah. Dead. So having like getting the extra heart doesn't even help here?
It can help if you get hit by a rock beforehand. But if you get hit by the rock and the rock is what causes you to fall down and void out, that does 1.5 hearts.
Yeah, so
it's not as much protection. It's not protection from when you're down there hanging, it's just protection from everything leading up to that, basically.
Oh, by the way, if you touch that black loading zone, you'll crash the game.
Only on N64, yeah.
Just a heads up. N64 sometimes can't handle the graphics in there. Alright, Fig, don't die of the bombs.
There's no sometimes about it. It's pretty much all the time. It can't handle it. You get close to that room, your game is going to crash. No one gets the kiss. I think we need a re-race.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with that. Yeah, Valiant, but that's PG64. Who cares about it?
And anyone who runs on MU, I guess, but that's not too many.
Well, I mean, that's fair, but it's PG64. It's not a good emulator.
It's the best we got, damn it.
I mean, isn't BizHawk better now?
Um, I mean, BizHawk is good at some things, but I think there's like a lot of things it doesn't do, like accurately emulate lag.
Accurately emulate lag, but PJ64 doesn't do that either.
It's closer. Like, it's running on BizHawk is like running on BC when it comes to lag. Like, there's absolutely no lag apart from weird things. Like when you kill Stalfos, you still get lag, but you don't get lag on like the Ganon fight or any other places like that.
Alright, Fig, do not die to Ganon. Alright, looks like there's GG. He's got a good angle.
Yeah, it's got a good rhythm going. And there's the final hit there.
No.
Oh yeah, that too. BizHawk also has 2 frames of input delay.
2 frames of input delay. That sounds great.
That's just how BizHawk works. Like even when you're tassing, everything is visually 2 frames off. So you need to, go to the frame you want and then go back 2 frames and then do what you wanted to do there. Alrighty, so Fig has completed the race and is your winner. Will be going on up against Judo Gerudo for round 5 of the losers bracket.
Oh, damn. Darn.
So make sure you guys tune back in for that one, because that one's sure to be a pretty fire race.
Hey.
Hey, congratulations.
Thanks.
It was a nail biter for a lot of that. It kept on going back and forth.
Yeah, I heard about it in my chat. That was very interesting.
I mean, how do you feel about the race, Fig04?
It was not great gameplay, but it was interesting given how close it was, and some very interesting mistakes too.
At least both of you failed Spirit Hover. So
Yeah.
you guys ended up pretty much neck and neck in Spirit Temple as well.
I heard about that. It's so good. Oh man.
Yeah. So any big thoughts going on up against Judo Garuda coming into round 5? I mean, he's already upset a few people.
Yeah. I'll be waiting to have the match. I'm not really practicing this category right now because I'm doing 100%, so I'll just kind of see what happens.
I think that was a little apparent by your Skulltula collecting.
Yeah, that's a classic.
You didn't collect the second skull.
I was about to, but I stopped myself. But yeah, that was interesting, especially that Tuanrova thing. I didn't equip the shield because when you go through the dungeon, you don't have to get that other key with the mirror shield, so I never thought to equip it. And then I was like, oh shit. Got hit with the ice. I heard the sound when it hits your shield and it's like not the mirror shield, and I just side hopped out of there. It's funny.
Yeah, that was close. We were all wondering what's gonna happen there.
Isn't it possible to Navi Twinrova to avoid damage there? Is it only for fire?
That is fire only, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that was fun. So GG's to Rose. It was close at the end too, but since I'm V cheating.
Yeah. Well, he just finished actually. He had a rock troll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then didn't think that 2.5 hearts was going to kill him when he went for a second one, or just didn't look and ended up dying when he made it to the bottom of the next void warp. So
yeah, it sucks.
But everything from Spirit Hover, or even right before, because you guys were almost, I think Rose was 1 zone ahead of you, entering Gerudo Bridge and all that, and then by the time you guys were getting to Spirit Hover, it was pretty much neck and neck almost.
That's so funny. So yeah, Rose said he'll come in for an interview, but I don't know if he's in this Discord. Oh, there he is.
Who?
In the waiting room.
Hello?
Oh.
Hey, Rose.
Hi.
Hello.
I think for the spear hover, if I had equipped hover for the first few frames of that backflip, it would have been fine. I thought it would be good without it. It was a really bad initial. And then, like, I didn't have great hovers.
Yeah, I mean, you both ended up failing Spirit Hover, though, so that part there kind of canceled each other out.
Yeah, and then I messed up at the end, like, I didn't get ISG, and then, like, I moved after, like, the first, like, he slammed, and I climbed back up, and I moved, and that's why he slammed again.
Yeah, that's always unfortunate there against Ganon, or Ganondorf.
Yeah, I usually never attempt ISG. I usually just go for full crouch stabs because it's faster.
And I was crying out your name, saying, no, don't do it when you're going for that Void Warp with only 2.5 hearts.
Yeah,
I was trying to
I mean-
will my way into your head, but...
I mean,
I'm
it was already
usually
over
having-
once you get rock trolled.
I'm used to,
Because-
like, having either 5 hearts or, like, just not, you know, if I get bored.
Not
I'm
getting
probably
rock
dead.
trolled.
Yeah, like, if you get rock trolled, you're probably dead. Like, even, like, I mean, are you going to be more than 40 seconds ahead? Or, like, if you have 4 hearts, it's like a minute and a half or a minute, maybe. Because you have to kill yourself.
Yeah.
It
I
probably
mean,
wasn't
yeah.
even that much slower to go for the Void Warp, to be honest. I mean, maybe like 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah, not that much different. I mean, it does a pretty good job killing you.
I mean, you could always just run down collapse. Seemed pretty easy.
I mean, that's like, what, like a minute and a half? 2 minutes?
I'm making it.
Yeah, like just under... Like, with the loading zones and all that, I think it's like 2 minutes.
Just do the no Void Warp collapse skip, right?
But the half collapse skip?
Oh,
There's
That was
no.
way
a
harder.
thing you can do that's like the any percent clip, and then you like drop a bomb midair and then jump slash into it, and then like hit a loading zone at the bottom. And it ends up in like the same place that you would the Void Warp. It's pretty cool.
I remember doing half collapse skip for like a week before the rules got changed.
I don't know if that's called half collapse skip or not, but
Well, I was doing half collapse skip.
I know
I don't know
half,
which one
yeah,
it was.
half collapse is what like put you Sulfur's room, whatever, just after them.
yeah, I know there's another one where you like get hit by a bomb after like jumping off or something, and you end up like halfway down as well. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have any other questions.
Oh, just, my condolences for you. It's rough to see you out of the tournament. You had a really good looking start of your run there.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad start. I mean, it was
Everything
probably like PB
went pretty
pace.
well.
I feel like
Yeah.
most of my runs are like exactly that pace starting though, so
Yeah, well, pretty much, everything went right in child section for you, I think. So it was definitely, heartbreaking to see everything kind of take a wicked turn for the worst by the end.
yeah, I mean like child section was alright. I definitely did some slow things, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, you were definitely in first in child section.
Well, like it should be like a minute ahead coming out of child.
Yeah, well, even all things considered, you were just still, playing better. So it's unfortunate, but I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles today.
And Rose, I have an important question to ask you. I wasn't in commentary but in the first 10 minutes, but did you do West Escape or you did Crawl Space?
Yeah, I did Westscape. I don't know.
Oh, Poggers. That's really good.
It was actually a really fast rupee collection. So like the Westscape itself was slow, and I was like a second up gold. So it was like pretty fast for me on the rupee collection, which is kind of funny because I haven't played in like a week and a half.
Yeah, it was definitely a good. You got so you want to get in there? Probably wrap this up.
What?
Alright.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, it's been a pleasure watching you race so far, Rose. Hopefully we'll see you in some tournaments in the future or something.
Alright.
Whenever this tournament finishes in like a couple years,
I think there's only 9 matches left, so 10 if we need a second grand finals.
I think like if I was to win the tournament, I would have had to win 7 games from here. So I don't know.
I mean, you definitely had a shot. Would have had a shot if you didn't fail Spirit Hover. But
Yeah, like
yeah,
you have to, I'm doing like 5 to get out of losers bracket, and then you have to win 2 to win, because the winners bracket, like you have to win 2 in the finals to actually win.
Yeah.
yeah. I just want to ask you a quick question about the Spirit Hover strat you're doing.
Yeah,
How does it even work?
like I hold like slightly, like you can hold down left, but like sometimes you side up. So I hold like slightly down from down left, and so you pull hook shot, which like keeps you from walking, and then you pull bomb, and then the way you do that, like with hook shot and then bomb, the walking animation is always the same relative to the bomb. So I look at like his right leg, and about like the third time it goes to the right, that's when I drop the bomb, and then I backflip about when it explodes. I,
Hmm.
in my
Yeah, 'cause
opinion, I find it like way more easier than like breathing. You can
but I think
also
you.
do the same backflip and A with that strat, and like it's just a different cue slightly, and
It,
like it's I think it's better the the both of them at the same time with that strat, but I like to do like the separated because I feel like it makes it more lenient.
yeah, because I think your
Makes
last few
sense.
hovers there, you definitely would have made if you just did normal hovers. Because I
Yeah,
was
those
just
were
thinking,
definitely
wait, you're like
like
getting like low to no height, and you ran
like
out of bombs.
those were really bad hovers for like the strat. Like I would say like I almost never get hovers like that. Like exceptionally bad, I would say. Yeah, you can definitely like if you do the hovers right. Like I've done 8 explosive hovers with that strat. So like if you do it right, you don't get any less height.
Yeah, you'd always get like the same max height off of the hover. All right, perfect. Well, I think if there's nothing else you want to add in here, Rose, I think this is a good place for us to cut stream.
Nope, I'm
Perfect.
good.
All right. Well, good
All
luck
right,
in your
well,
future runs, and
good
I'd
luck
like
in
to thank.
your good luck in the next potential tournament.
Alrighty, I want to thank Glitchy for helping out with the comms today, coming in clutch last minute. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, Nori for helping out with the restream, and everyone else who came together to make this tournament work. Until then, next time, let's see here what we got on the schedule for ZSR coming up soon. Looks like we've got a Link to the Past Cross-World Key Sanity Tournament coming up in about an hour and a half. So make sure you guys come back here and watch that.
Randomizer poggers. But don't.
Alrighty, well this is Mubsy signing out, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day.
Thank you, Mubsy. Very. I wait. That's the wrong person. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Have a very good night.